way, and it's with RVD. One of a kind with RVD. We have Rob Van Dam here. Rob, how you doing, man?
Excellent, dude. Been another hot week here in Las Vegas. But I was in Montreal, and then on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I was in New York at Jefferson Valley Mall, and then lots of problems getting home, delayed flights and shit. But I got home like midnight or whatever. And dude, it's so hot here. My hot tub outside set itself to 106.
Oh my god!
Well, yeah. So over here joining us, we have my airbrush artist, OG, the guy who's painted every one of my outfits. If you haven't seen, we've had him on a lot of my platforms before, plenty of them, but still get asked all the time. And thanks for being on the show, Mr. Joe Holland.
Joe, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for inviting me on tonight.
Absolutely. It's good to finally meet you. And talk about how you and Rob met and everything.
Well, I had a satellite business. I had a business in the mall, but I had a satellite business at a local flea market. It was really popular. And I was rotating with some of the guys I trained, and Rob showed up that Saturday, and I had a wrestling singlet he had gotten through another source from the one he has now, and it was pretty bleak. It was pink, and they wanted to know if I could airbrush on it because he was going to be a wrestler, and I didn't take it too serious. I was just like, well, this is double stretch lycra. If I airbrush on it, it's just going to wash out.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked disappointed, and I said, well, let me try it. I'll give it my best shot. And the more I did work on it and worked on subsequent ones, I began to kind of dig it, and so I started adding more to it. All along, I knew they were going to wash out, but Rob was hip with that. He was cool. I tried to be light on his pocketbook back then, but always tried.
Yeah, they eventually fade. So they only look brand new like once usually, and then it goes from there. But
paint has nothing to cling to in that nylon, dull lycra fabric. You can try to heat set it, but if you put too much paint on it, then it feels like you got plastic and it doesn't stretch. So I know just the right amount to get on there to make it look good. But that eventually morphed into, hey, you know what? Why don't we just put you in a new outfit every time you go in the ring? That'll blow everybody's mind, And it worked. I mentioned that in the video.
Hi, baby.
Hey, baby.
You were just wearing one last week. This is different.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Dave. What's going on?
Miss Katie Forbes is joining the action.
In the house. How you doing, Katie?
Good. Happy to be here hanging out with y'all.
Yeah, good to have you.
That's cool.
Really great. Man, we got a fearsome foursome here going on for a lot.
Yeah. So, Joe, you said you've done probably 300 outfits for me, huh?
Yeah, and in my files, at first, all we had was like a Polaroid camera.
Mm-hmm.
And the technology's caught up, and I would go back and save those Polaroids and trim them, and then I'd take pictures of, do screenshots with my modern camera of the ones I did, and I just sat down and started counting them one day. When I got to 311, I said, damn, I didn't know I did this many. Jeez. And
I didn't know I did that many matches. I guess I did. Had a feeling about that.
Well, if you count the ones you did during the week, yeah.
Yeah, got to. My body counts them. What was I going to say about Katie? Damn, I just blanked. I just lost my. Roomba's coming out. Damn, what was I going to? I forgot. I can't remember what I was going to say. So if I can scratch it, something. No. The outfits, 300, airbrushing them. Yeah, I don't know. Must not have been important. That's my mom used to say.
The favorite one, your favorite one was the metal one.
The metal
one.
And I patterned that after that Japanese artist, Soriyama.
I always remember that name from when you said that.
And my favorite was the one that I did with the bloody bones on it when you fought Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, that was a great that made on action figures. That was on the action figures, too.
Sure is. Well, a lot of them are, and that's
More.
that's one thing that's been good for me and good for the action figure companies is that there's so many different looks where other wrestlers, they're not going to have 90 different action figures made of them because there's only so much you can do if you just wear red trunks, you know?
Right.
And whoa.
Oh, really bright.
I gotta have the one with the RVD outfit on with this on it. And, there's that other one where he did Yellow Dragon on. Oh, then there's that one where he fought John Cena at One Night Stand. And I gotta have this. I gotta have that one. I gotta have this one. Before you know it, their RVD collection just exploded.
Yeah, so many.
Can you not have it?
Man, well, Rob, where did you kind of get the motivation to go get airbrush stuff? Like initially, when you were like, well, I need to do something with these singlets. Did you just immediately think of airbrush, or did somebody suggest it to you?
The idea came from when Giant Baba wanted to change my look, and I was getting over really young, but the fans really liked me, so he wanted me to look professional because I was wrestling with the same outfit but no paint at all. So I just had like a black one and a red one, low budget. It's all I could afford at the time. Wearing boxing boots and putting black electrical tape on my wrist.
Yeah.
Just for the looks. I didn't actually need the wrist protection back then. Now I put a cast on, actually one whole roll on each arm now.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
2 rolls before a match, yeah. But it's not just for looks anymore. But Baba, first I was also barefoot and had electrical tape on my ankles as well, which was so stupid looking back. But and then Baba wanted me to wear boots, and he talked me into wearing boots, and he said, try and get some different color outfits, and he said, maybe like bright colors or something. And I pictured at the time that maybe he was thinking of like the Rockers, because Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, I remember at that time, were really over as high flying baby faces,
right?
Which kind of was in Japan. I was kind of, I guess, like the American version of a high flying baby face, young and the fan, and I went, I don't know. I thought about it and then decided that wearing that outfit and having a little paint on it would be cool. So I went to Joe's booth at the Colors Flea Market in Savannah, Georgia, and I just had this vision of my silhouette of me doing a flying, that one-legged side kick that I do.
Yeah.
Which I guess is now called the crane kick, which I never knew till somewhat recently, but I've never called it that. But anyway, boom, with a lightning bolt behind me.
That's all it was.
Yeah, that's all it was when he did it.
Lightning bolt.
Yeah, right there on the leg, from the leg to the stomach or whatever, and that's all I had. And then and I loved it, so I got it in blue. I got it in red, and I got it in blue. And then after that, little by little, the detail got a little more extravagant, and it was a learning process for both of us because, like Joe said, he had to learn the right temperature, get the right amount so that it dries. Because sometimes it wouldn't be dry yet, and he would send it, and it would get fucked up, or not a lot, but just little mistakes along the way. But always been there hasn't been a time where I started going somewhere else instead for a while and went back. So it's been 30 some year run for both of us.
Long time.
That's
great.
The paint wouldn't cure right. You had to heat cure it, and believe it or not, I'm one of these people that leaves things to the last minute.
Creative people are usually, procrastination is great.
I mean, a lot of times I would just finish Rob's outfit and I'd have to haul ass out the door to the post office. And I would call Rob and I'd say, you might want to heat set this on your iron. Take an iron and put it directly on the paint. And I said, it's not going to matter because another week I'm going to paint another outfit. So.
Yeah. Katie, do you have a favorite RVD singlet, like one that he's worn before that stands out to you?
Yeah, my favorite one was it's white, blue, and pink. And he wore it. He had one similar to that back in the day, but he also wore those colors for one of his AEW matches.
Yeah.
With my hair pink and blue to matches. So I love that because I like to match my swag to his, vice versa.
Right. Well, I use that for one of our backgrounds here. Is that one, that white pink?
Yeah, that's the exact one. Yeah,
That's the one I use. Yeah. So
love
Katie,
that.
Katie, I was actually, this. You already know this, but the fans don't know. But I spent a whole day painting an outfit for Katie. And,
did you?
I was using my heat gun to dry the paint, and I accidentally turned for just 1 second. The tip of that heat gun hit her outfit and burned a hole in it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we were just talking about that yesterday.
I spent the whole day doing that. And, there's another rookie out there that asked me to paint an outfit for him a while back, and I was like, well, I don't think Rob will give care. He's told me before, some rookie, if I can help him out. I was just trying to help the guy out, and I painted him an outfit. Took all day. Put it in the post office. Post office lost it.
Oh no!
And they're like, we're sorry about that. There's nothing we can do. That happened to Rob twice. The one that went to France, and then another one that turned up for sale on eBay. So we managed to catch
There's one story that I heard from fans. I can't remember what town, but they told me, and I've seen them also like in the last 2 years somewhere, and they were saying that they came across an outfit that allegedly I forgot in a hotel room in one place, which doesn't seem like I would do that. But when you play the odds, and if there's 1,000 matches, there's especially back as tired as I get, and back in the ECW days, I was eating muscle relaxers and Xanax and whatever. Some of the times, one time I had to get pushed all the way to the gate in a wheelchair. So there's a pretty good chance on one of those days I might have forgot to pack something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and the learning curve also includes me sending you your outfits with the address. It's to RVD. And I was like, ouch. I was just asking for it to get stolen.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I was Rob S. on the package.
That's a good idea. Yeah, definitely a good idea there.
Yeah.
And he's like, Joe, don't put my address on there where anybody can see it. And when he's opening them up, he doesn't let anybody see it. It's because I've been to his house, and I know. Didn't you tell me you used to keep one of those mail bins in your garage where you throw mail in the mail bin and sort it out?
I don't know about sorting it out, but I kind of have a box where things go, and eventually it goes to my eBay. I don't recommend anybody, if you get a hold of my address, to send me anything to sign, because I'm not going to confirm that you've breached into my personal space, and it's just my policy. And I know the people might send some important stuff to them,
But now you don't keep your outfits in a bin like he's talking about. Like we have your outfits organized so we can look at each one.
Oh, I thought he was just talking about the mail. What is that? You talking about the outfits, Joe? Because you saw how I have them hanging up right now.
Oh, you do. Jeez, I just.
Well, I met. He's gone now, but I met. Oh yeah, no, Joe's been in. You've been in.
Here's an outfit I just found.
Oh wow.
Okay.
He's holding out.
A little faded, right?
Yes.
Is it? Probably said that because that was the idea at one point, was I'll start sending you my old outfits and maybe you can touch them, make them look new again if they're still elastic. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll touch it up.
How about that?
Hey, I have a question for you, Joe.
Go for it.
When the other wrestler, let's just it sounds like Ryback. No, wait, it is Ryback.
That was what I was gonna.
No, all right. No, but when you started doing, before you did his outfits, I remember, you asked if I'd be okay, cool with it, whatever. But in my mind, I think that, did you put us on a conference call or no? Okay. In my mind, I thought that maybe I was talking to you and you called him, but that didn't happen.
That probably comes from you talking to him on a plane one time.
Gotcha.
When you were going to South America.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I hadn't met him yet.
And I knew what I knew was going to happen. He asked me, he was polite, I asked you. I said, what I'm going to do on his outfits looks like robots, like Terminator.
Right.
Like the outfit's ripping back and you see all the gears and the mechanisms on the inside. And I said, but it's a singlet and it's airbrushed. And I said, when he walks from behind that curtain, people are going to see RVD.
Yeah.
They didn't see Ryback. They saw Rob Van Dam.
Mm-hmm.
And right away, the fans were sending in the questions, how come Ryback stole your outfits?
Yeah. Yeah, I really also did not think that I'd be going back or whatever, So that was in my frame of mind too, that I was thinking, like, hey, it ain't gonna. I mean, it's one of the things that makes me one of a kind in the whole industry. But I also am not one to hold somebody else back. And
well, I cut that off with Ryback because I knew it were going to work. They were going to keep trying to compare you to, or compare in that vein. It was your fans that said he's copying Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, people get us confused in the gym all the time.
All the time. Spitting image. So did Ryback end up going to somebody else then? Is that what happened? Because he wore the.
I'll say it outright. As a professional, whoever he went to looked like they were painting it with their feet. It was awful.
You might make money painting things with your feet.
Yeah, especially like if they don't have any arms. I've seen someone play the guitar with their feet.
I believe, yeah, definitely. Uh-huh.
Well, I saw an elephant painting a picture with his snout.
Was that a good picture?
Yeah, it was a mess, but it was cute.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, also, the next outfit that you're gonna paint, you already have in mind, right?
The next outfit I'm gonna paint is gonna be your winner.
The contest.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 more whites and 1 more dark gray.
So we had a contest, y'all remember, and a bunch of you sent in your versions of coloring projects on the outfit that Joe had drawn and that we had available. And we haven't come to the full circle with that yet, because in the end, Joe's going to be painting that outfit, the winner, and I'm going to wear it on TV. But I don't know when I'll have a TV match.
Well, as soon as you do, it'll be done. I was held up because I had a problem with my house being flooded.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I had to tend to that, but I've got the outfit and I got the paint, so I'm ready to go, and we'll have that done within, say, a week.
Well, I haven't been on TV since then anyway. And
it'll be there for you.
I'm echoing. Why am I echoing?
I don't know.
Listen, man, your fan, kudos to your fans. Now I'm an art teacher. I hold a Master of Fine Arts degree from Mercer University in Macon, Georgia.
Oh.
And a master's degree in art education.
No shit.
So to look at the all the different coloring examples, extremely creative. Rob, you got some very talented fans. It was very tough for me to come up with one.
There was
they really seemed to enjoy the whole idea. Thought it was fun. A lot of the feedback that I got, looked at it like, looked good on me. Like RVD's always trying to keep the fans involved and engaged with them, and that's motivated me. in a whole new big way. I'm going to be talking about here real soon about something really big that me and Katie are coming out with that is going to engage the fans in a way that has never been done before. So there's that. For real though, but maybe that's enough right now. But more info coming very soon, and also, Joe, you said maybe some of the other outfits were like the runners up, were maybe you might want to even consider them winners too, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, and his mind was very close. There's a young man who does sports painting. His work reminds you a lot of Leroy Neiman. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Spock from no, I know. It's
Just Leonard Nimoy.
If you've watched Rocky movies, those splash of yellow, blue, and black where Apollo and Rocky were hitting each other in a sort of abstract paintings. That's a famous painter named Leroy Neiman.
Yeah.
A young man in New York named Greg Torres paints like that, and he bought a Jaguar outfit and sent it to me, and he had painted it up to look like a frog.
Whoa.
And I'll send that to you because it looks like a frog for your frog splash.
Whoa, no way.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah. You were asked something talking about bins earlier, and I didn't know if you meant male. That's what I thought you meant. But you've seen how I have all my outfits hung up here in this house because you've been there.
Yeah,
And,
I'm surprised you saved them all.
right, and you were also surprised at these gems right here, which nobody gets to see. But
Look at those.
look at hey.
Hey.
Oh, help me point it out, baby.
There we go. Katie's got it.
Yeah, a couple of pieces that haven't worn. Found the opportunity to wear too often. One is a vest. It's a vest, and then and there's a picture of me wearing that with my hair down. That from acting composite, yeah, and from that being online until. For the most part, that fans seem to think that's the only time they've ever seen me with my hair down. Like a lot of people say that anyway. From that picture, with that, and then this thing, haven't had a chance to wear, but it has like a Colosseum, like a Parthenon.
Yeah, Greek temple of the Parthenon. That's right.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. And then everybody recognizes the
money in the bank
briefcase.
Heck yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
That briefcase was a nightmare.
Was it really?
Yeah, because that smooth, forged aluminum that it's made out of.
Mm-hmm.
Halliburton briefcases are very tough and very, very polished. And there was no tooth for the paint to stick to. So I had to literally sand it with a Brillo pad, then put the paint on it, then put clear urethane, automotive urethane on it, and then take it to the airport while it was still sticky.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they sent it out at a place called Butler Aviation, which is a private aviation company. Oversaw the handling of it, but man, that was like one of those just in time.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of times when Rob would get his outfit just in time. There's always a hair raiser.
Time.
Yeah, pretty much every
To the
time.
hotel.
It was fun.
He likes to overnight it to the hotel, and
Yeah.
even if I got a couple of weeks off beforehand, so that's.
And it'll get to the hotel like 30 minutes before call time. You go to
That's so crazy.
yeah.
I'd be so stressed out. With it. That was
The carrying that briefcase around was like really difficult because it would chip, and it would just bump anything on the airplane, and then a piece of paint would chip off of it, and I can't just glue it back on. So then all I can do is send it back to Joe, and that was a pain in the ass. And plus, can you hear me outgoing?
I can hear you echoing. Joe, I think that might. Do you have headphones or anything? It might be the reception on your end. I think is might what it be. If you have headphones to plug in, yeah, it might be on your end. We're getting the echo a little bit.
I don't have headphones on.
You don't have headphones?
No.
Can you turn down the volume of your computer just a touch, maybe? That might help.
Talkies.
I don't have a computer. I'll just turn down the volume on my phone a bit.
Okay, yeah, try that out. That might help.
Hey,
Is it
all
coming
right,
across
cool.
too loud?
Echo. Yeah, I think that sounds better.
Yeah.
Anyway, you might think, why didn't you just bubble wrap it, stick it in another suitcase? It's not that easy to travel, especially anytime. Traveling's a pain in the ass, but when you're moving 5-6 days a week from place to place, you don't want to take the time to check in. You don't even have room to check in extra bags. At least I found I didn't. I never check a bag in unless I have to. But if I'm on the road for 5-6 days, no problem. I'll squeeze it into my carry-on and backpack or whatever. I'll push it. I'll push the limits. But extra briefcase, there was nowhere to put it. So what I ended up doing was making that my personal bag that I would have above my roller bag. So that was like my backpack, and I would use that. And I would stuff it with my underwear and my socks and shit like that. And I would have that in the briefcase, and I would put it overhead in the compartment. But again, it would get chipped up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, imagine cashing that in. You're just the ref opens it up, and there's just all your underwear
Oh,
falls out.
right. Yeah. All my laundry comes out.
All your laundry comes out.
Hey,
did you have a strategy when packing for traveling?
I never check my bag. Like I'm like that with Rob, because it's one of the number one rules in wrestling is don't check it, because then you could get to your show and then not have your gear and shoes. So I don't ever risk it. And my clothes are all really small, so it's easy to pack a bunch in a little bag.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Shoes that take up room.
She'll leave for 2 weeks and not check her bag.
Yeah.
That's
Then
awesome.
if you just go somewhere for a long time, like if we're there for weeks,
Do laundry.
yeah, I'll just do laundry.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very good idea.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And it's easier at home to I don't have to unpack as much stuff.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too.
Hey, what is the winner's name of our contest, dude? You got it right there.
We have it. It's Tyler Gray is his name.
Okay,
here's
worth mentioning. Congratulations again.
Yay! Oh, that's awesome.
Look how great that is.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna get your address and
There were a lot of great ones.
Yay, Tyler!
I'm gonna send a few things.
There it is. Man, it's so cool looking. That's what a good color scheme. It's really old school kind of looking fun.
Yeah, the yin yang really pops on that one.
That really.
Oh.
There was another one too. We had a runner up. This was a runner up.
Love that. And that was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was hard.
I like that as much as the other one. Really.
Yeah, they're really good. There were so many good ones. It was insane.
First places, because if you say that, then you should have a say. I think we should have to be first place.
Yeah, well, and there's even more that were really, really good. But at the end of the day, it is the same design on every single one.
Yeah.
I mean, colors make it different, but I'm just saying, it is the same pattern. So I'd be wearing the same pattern. If I have say 4, well, shit, that's 2 years for me to have 4 matches now.
Right.
Once it's painted, it won't look like the same pattern though.
That's true too. Yeah, I get that. As I was saying it and visualizing it, I was trying to convince myself to. but yeah, I object, Your Honor.
I object.
I'm gonna do some more RVD action scenes, like with him jumping or flipping or whatever. And who knows? Maybe we can put together a really good coloring book.
That'd be how great would that doing a coloring book? That would be sweet. That's a great idea, actually. A coloring book.
Yeah, I love doing that stuff. I mean, I used to do a lot of graphic novels, and I've got one in the works. But it's good. It's good practice for me. I have to draw every day. It's like practice.
Yeah.
I've got nerve damage in my left arm, so my left arm shakes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But my right hand, thank goodness, it's okay.
Dominant, right hand dominant.
Well, they thought it was Parkinson's disease, but I don't have any cognitive issues or speech.
Yeah, but are you dominant with your right hand? Is that where? Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
I used to be ambidextrous because I played the guitar for 40 years.
With your feet? Can you play with your feet? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say, a lot of everyone knows that I'm creative, and
Indeed.
and I did, I come up with different moves and shit like that. But I get credit for some stuff that I didn't think of, and that this man Joe Holland actually thought of. So he's actually not only very creative, but he's been so complimentary to add to my whole one of a kind persona with his perspective of being an artist. And like one of the ideas was, let's paint the briefcase. That wasn't my idea.
Man.
But I had a black Halliburton briefcase, and I was so confused. I tried to give it back after the match. And they're like, no, you keep that. I was like, what? I can't. But carrying check-in, they're like, no, because I wasn't watching the year before when Edge won it.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand. And then they said, you always keep that. And then Joe was like, send that to me. I'll have it looking great. And even went through my mind, like, what if they're not cool with that? I mean, that's kind of a ballsy move, but he was like, fuck it. And we did it. But that's one of the things that, I got to give Joe credit for that. Also, a lot of my outfits, once in a while, and I always answer this. This is a popular question at the gimmick table when I'm doing the conventions. People always ask, if I came up with all the ideas for my outfits. Once in a while, I'll have an idea like that first one, the silhouette of me with the kick. Or I may say that, I always had an idea, a bunch of the silhouettes like the Riddler instead of question marks, a bunch of little silhouettes of RVD. But more often than not, it'll be completely his idea, or I'll just have like a little tiny thing to start him. But most of it, he's had free reign and it's just come up with, obviously it was like yin yangs on it and dragons or whatever we started with. But so that's it too. So thank you, Joe.
You're more than welcome, my friend. The outfits that I have done for you and the photographs I've taken, I've trimmed them so that, it looks like the contour to the outfit. And I have so many of those, I put them on a piece of poster board one time and fill the poster board up.
Wow.
That would be very cool to put all your outfits on a piece of poster board, put the big yin yang in the center.
Yeah.
A word and put one of a kind on there. And,
it'd be cool.
RVD poster of all your outfits on one poster.
All of them, yeah.
Sweet.
Like,
Sweet.
Hey, by the way, Joe, you know that I have the outfit from One Night Stand, right? That you don't think that one's missing, right?
No, the black one.
Yeah, you know that one's on the mannequin upstairs. Yes. Okay.
Oh, you have that one, huh, Rob?
Yeah, I don't remember what one is missing. Well, except for all the WrestleMania ones.
The red one, I know where it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna get it back.
Joe, is there one that you're really most proud of that you designed, that you were really happy with, that you made on your own, that you came up with?
No, it's just fun, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I said in that first video with me and Gene, I said my favorite part's when Rob gets it.
Yeah.
Because he'll say, hey, Joe, man, this totally kicks blank. And I think if I had to say my favorite one that got the biggest response from Rob was when he went to Japan and he opened up the Ghost Rider outfit.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. That's badass. That's a badass one.
Yeah.
I think he freaked out when he saw the Ghost Rider outfit.
That's great.
And we're always pushing a little bit with the copyright and intellectual property stuff, but if it's not directly in line with what we're borrowing the idea from, they can't really touch you.
Yeah. I like the Iron Man one in TNA that you wore too. That was a pretty sweet.
That one was fun. That was fun.
That was a good one. That was
with Rob's flying off the top turnbuckle, that's you see Iron Man, flying over.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So, Joe and I were talking about this earlier when I called and asked him if he was going to want to come on tonight. And we were talking about this. I was in WWE later, and I tried to wear that Iron Man outfit. and this was live TV, you know, and so my opponent's already in the ring, and I'm waiting. I think there's like a little commercial break, little 2-minute commercial break or something, and then after commercial, they're gonna play my music and walk down. The opponent. They do that a lot of times. One guy doesn't get an entrance. You start and he's already in the ring, right? So I'm waiting, and I'm in gorilla, like right about to go through the curtain, you know, fucking. And then Dean Malenko goes, "Hey, Rob," he's sitting at the table with the agents. He goes, "You got another outfit?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" Because like they never have an opinion, you know. But I was why? And Dean goes, "You got one that doesn't say TNA on the leg?" And I was like, "No!" Like my heart like sank, and I was like, "Oh no!" But I gotta. And then he said, "Well, go get it." And I was like, "Shit!" And I was like sprinting from Gorilla down the hallway all the way to the dressing room. I don't remember what town it was in, but I was like, bump, you know, like, oh no, you know, like. My music's probably playing right now, and I, you know, I did have another outfit in my bag, so I was able to switch and run right back. But I was so worried, and Dean was just calm as could be. He thought it was funny, and nobody was worried. As a matter of fact, you know, I guess they all knew I was going to make it. I don't know, but I was the only one that almost had a heart attack. But I would have been the one that got the heat.
Yeah.
No one else. But it was so scary. Yeah. And I did that one and that happened twice. I'm not sure if the other one was on TV or if it was a house show, and I didn't realize that it said TNA somewhere on it. And you know, or maybe the other time I might have actually even worn it. Or maybe I noticed it. I think the one time I noticed with one other outfit.
It was hard to notice.
I know what outfit it was too. It was a gray outfit that had like a kind of colored checkers, kind of. I don't know. It's hard to describe it, but said TNA on it. Oh, I like the outfit, Joe. There was a bunch of. It looked like sheet metal. It was around the time of that Soriyama when I was in ECW, like '97-ish, wrestling the Eliminators.
Yeah,
it was like sheet metal, like layers of it that was like all pieced together, but the iron burnt a hole in the leg.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's always my thing I'm scared of stuff. One time I yanked back. It's a heat gun like you peel up floor tiles with.
I wore it anyway. You know, it just eventually ripped, of course.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
No, I was just thinking about that. I like that one because it was like I was just getting into the whole hardcore stage of my career. You know, like just getting into the ECW vibe with that music and all the adults and all that. And so, you know, I was extra digging it. Like, yeah, you know, this is boom hardcore, just like you always do. You know, but. I that was one of mine I was thinking of. That was actually one of my favorites. There's a couple pictures out there of me wearing it, but man, yeah, there's been so many. And the fans, I bet 90% of them are going to say their favorite is the Tiger Stripe.
Oh yeah, we already had somebody. That was a super chat actually. Somebody said, let's see here. I think it was Mr. Marijuana said that. Let's see. Oh, I lost.
Rob, do you remember the white tiger I did for you with the blood all over it?
The white tiger with the oh yeah, the black outfit. Yeah. You know what? For some reason, that one is held up. Like really? I wore that. Yeah, I wore that. I know I wore it in Ireland 2 years ago. It's still the paint still looks new on that one.
Wow.
It was almost like I thought I found it. Like, did I never wear this or something? Like, didn't even fade, and it was still elastic. So it's one of my better condition outfits. Except for probably the ones you started making again when I went to AEW.
Well, yeah. So Mr. Marijuana says, I love the Tiger Stripes. Got a signed RVD Elite figure, that Elite figure of it. So nice.
Rob was talking to me one time on the phone about an outfit that we were trying to come up with an idea. I said, you got any ideas what you want? He says, no, not really. You know what I like. And I said, well, it's around Easter. How about I put a bunch of chickens and bunnies on it?
We can do better than that. Like, we can do better than that.
He just laughed. I wasn't going to do it, but it was funny. So.
That'd been a unique one. I've
got your sense of humor.
Yeah. I think my favorite one was the Jaws one, the shark. I love the shark one. I think
the shark?
Yeah, that was a cool one.
Do you remember doing a shark, Joe? I don't.
No?
Do you?
Oh,
You may have to take me a minute. Like,
I don't know, dude.
oh.
I think you got me mixed up with Shark Boy.
Shark Boy. No, there's a Jaws one in ECW you had. Shark Boy.
Shark Boy's going to be our guest next week.
That's our teaser. That's our teaser for it.
that's funny.
Oh, I found it, Rob. Hold on, let me see.
Found the shark?
I found the
Oh,
shark.
I know what he means.
Yeah.
It was the outfit I'm wearing in Belmar. It's gray. It's got red paint on it.
There's like
did a
blood on
shark.
it. Yeah. Hold
Yeah.
on. I'll pull it up.
Because I wore that at that Belmar outdoor show in New Jersey. And there's pictures always floating around of that out in the hot sun. And yeah, it's a gray outfit.
It's badass. I'm gonna
Probably shortly after that, I said, hey, we got to do something about the ball sweat and butt sweat on these gray outfits.
Oh, yeah.
Outfits,
I
but
remember when the fan held up the poster that said RVD has butt sweat.
yeah,
Somebody had a poster that said that.
yeah, they did.
That's when Rob started wearing the bike shirt.
That was a thing. That was my heat for a minute in ECW.
I did not know that. Here's the
Yeah.
Jaws.
There it is.
That's
All right,
cool.
we owe you an apology.
I like that.
Definitely did the
Isn't that
shark.
sweet?
That
amazing.
is.
That's tough.
Very
Damn.
cool. That's a badass one. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
It's probably
I
my number
signed
one.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Must auction
Fun
that.
stuff, man.
Yeah, it's because it was all signed and stuff. Mr. Marijuana chimes in. Rob is like me, smoke, drink, and got to keep that hydrated. And then he also says, "Thank you, Joe. Rob's right. You are an OG. Respect." And then on top of it, Seth, who wrote the music video there, or who wrote the Rob song there, Joe, he's like, "What's up, Van Dam fam? Hi, Kate.
Hey.
Hey,
What up, Seth?
does Joe take album art commissions? I should have him hit up for a little higher. He wants an album cover maybe made if you could do airbrush for that. You take commissions, Joe?
I can once my house is finished.
Once his house is all finished. Well, cool.
And that's not far away.
That's not far. Okay, well, there you go, Seth. We'll,
Joe paints cars and boats and fucking motorcycles and helmets and all license plates, everything in between.
And a few
Wow.
other celebrities, too.
Yep. I'm not the only celebrity that Joe has.
In fact, Rob met one of my celebrity friends when I was doing work for him when he was in Washington, D.C. This will blow your mind. I used to work for G. Gordon Liddy.
Oh, I know that name. Well, how do I know that name, though?
He's the Watergate burglar.
Oh, okay, that's how I know. Okay.
And then Rob was working on 18 Wheels of Justice with the TNA network.
Yeah.
And they met.
Wow, how about that? That's wild.
Yeah, good times. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So he was one of Nixon's cover-up dudes. On a lot of stuff.
Man, craziness.
Rob's a very eclectical guy. He likes to he puts up with my love for going after flying saucers and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we talk about aliens and stuff like that here too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Joe can hang at that conversation for sure.
No doubt.
Absolutely, I love it stuff.
But,
Oh, it's not that full.
Well, hey, Voodoo Vic says too that he's wearing the new RVD hat here. So he says zooted while wearing the RVD hat. So check it out. There it is.
nice. Yeah, thanks, Voodoo Vic.
Yeah. So there we go. You can get yours at onesport.com. Check it out. I'll wear it right now. Why the heck not? So, yeah, guys.
Vegan.
Yep. So
One of a kind.
Oh, cute. Love
yeah.
that.
So it turned out really well. So, yes. Go to onetruesport.com. You can order your guys too. But
OneTrueSport.com.
OneTrueSport.com. Your RVD hat. They're good stuff.
Cool.
I need one.
Joe, wanted to see what else, like, how does the process go for you creatively when making these things? Like, where do you get inspiration from? I know you use RVD's influence and stuff like that and what he likes, but where do you creatively get the ideas to come up with, like, all these different...
Well, I know what he likes, and the repertoire of what he likes is dragons, fire.
What it feels funny.
So what I do is I pick either I'm going to do a white outfit that's going to show off his tan, or I'm going to pick a black outfit that's for like a night show when he's wrestling somebody. I have no plan.
Yeah.
Every time I put his outfit on and I start painting it, I just start. If you can believe that or not, I just start from nothing.
No, I believe that's how an artist works a lot of the time. Is just shoot from the hip.
I think planning it slows me down.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
A
awesome.
lot of times I'll put like a lot of graphics on there if I'm in a hurry. But when I put a lot of pictures, things like I did an outfit for Rob when he was at TNA that was a blue outfit that had a bunch of smoking skulls all on one side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was really cool. He wrestled Jerry Lynn in that outfit.
Oh shit, that's great.
And, well, if I get a chance to get all these, and I will, I'll get all these pictures I've cut out together and do them on a paste board. The fans will really dig that because they'll see just how many outfits are all overlapped, and there's a ton of them.
How do we monetize it?
Make posters. Get them posters out.
Oh, that's right. And sign them. We both sign them. Make posters. Me and Joe sign them. Boom.
Yep. Bring it.
You and I have never done that before, but that would be fun.
That's great.
We talked about a few things that we could both sign, and I'm always fucking game. Definitely, if it helps you out, after. Hey, Joe, what? How do you feel like seeing your work, like being such a big part of our culture? The world that we live in, the wrestling world, and seeing it like in video games and action figures, and just seeing like it. Like, do you look at it like it's a recreation of your work and not the one that you did?
It's a rush. It's a lot of fun because on a lot of the outfits I do incorporate a lot of the dynamics of fine art. I really do. There's a lot of Picasso in your stuff.
Hey, nice.
And so like if there's like something that's a tribute to that, it's in your eyes, it's nowhere near a replica.
There's a little bit of Salvador Dali, a little bit of Picasso.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cubism, pointillism, fauvism. These are all art terms.
Yeah, I see some Van Gogh and some stuff too, I think.
But I love the whole, 25 years ago, the whole notion of the graphic novel.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Big fan of graphic novels, and Rob's outfits are like superhero costumes. It's like as important as Superman's outfit is to him. Superman's only got one outfit.
That's it. But yeah, Rob's got a whole variety of them.
Yeah, well, they do change the superheroes' outfits, but nominally. Rob's changed, like, what the hell is he going to wear next, He just wore some black outfit with flames, and now he came out looking like a neon graffiti painted wall. It's a lot of fun.
I bet it's a blast. I bet it's a real blast.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I put a lot of my own personal time into it because it's fun.
For sure. I mean, that's a good point. Like Spidey waited 252 issues till he came out and traded in the red and blue for the black outfit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I have that issue, by the way.
Do you really? Ooh, that's a good
Spider-Man comes back from the Secret Wars with the new outfit, and I have the action figure. I think of that. It has the comic cover of Amazing Spider-Man 252, and it's like a replica of that. I saved a couple. Most of my action figures and stuff didn't make the move. But a couple of them did that. That one did, and I also have Spider-Man the wrestler from the movie with Tobey Maguire.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. That's good.
I love that part when was that Tobey Maguire when he was wrestling
Macho Man. Yeah, and Macho Man never looked better either. He was so.
I get you for 3 minutes of playtime.
Yeah, I love that scene. I loved it because that was a story that I grew up on, and I've heard that story for decades. And then actually see it happen in live action that's so up to date that it's super cool. You know, like it's pretty awesome.
It is super cool. And didn't his dad wrestle as the Spider too? Wasn't his Angelo Poffo? I think he wrestled as the Spider or something like that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he did. It's a pretty full circle kind of neat thing.
But yeah, that's a good point though. My outfit is just like a superhero's outfit, and you know, like a lot of my peers have reinvented themselves over and over and over again, for better or worse. You know, like a lot of people think that's awesome. Like Chris Jericho, if you look at him every few years, he looks different, has a different look. But you know, he's an entertainer, and that's like actors do that all the time. They put on weight, they lose weight, they grow their hair, they cut their hair. So, you know, I get it. But for me, I've just always been genuine and just been really me, and haven't really ventured too far off of that nucleus of energy. So, you know, like some people may have seen enough of RVD because they're like, damn, look at him, and he looks the same. And I grew up and watching him, and now I'm old, and damn it, look at him, he looks the same. And you know, I get it, whatever, but I ain't going nowhere.
No. Hey Rob, last year when you and Katie were gonna sit in those seats at WrestleMania, it was like rows of those metal chairs, and y'all were standing there, and all of a sudden you put your arms up, that entire arena went, RB or Rob Van Dam. You still got it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I make my Hall of Fame pop every year.
Well, yeah. I'm going to be bold here and go out on a limb and say, what about WrestleMania 25?
Hey, they got my phone number, bro.
Yeah, right? He's undefeated too, Joe.
I'm going to say 2 really killer designs for you for that one.
Heck yeah.
That's going to be right here in Las Vegas. So
Las Vegas.
For sure, you can count on me being at least at WrestleCon and involved in some of that.
Of hell.
Yeah.
They're already trying to book it.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, what do you think of the announcement that Cena's retiring? He's on his retirement tour in 2025. One of those final matches will be WrestleMania, but he's going through December apparently of next year. He says he's done.
I hope they bring me in for a rematch with Cena. That'd be super cool.
How awesome would that be, huh?
Yeah. I don't know if they know, but I know I could still do that same match.
Heck
Absolutely.
yeah. Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
How was it like working with John and everything like that back then, and what he was able to contribute to that match that's so infamous, or notorious?
Yeah. Well, I mean, John is super strong. You know, if you don't know, just look at any photos of him in the gym. He puts thousands of pounds on when he's on the bar, when he's, working out. And he's, been the top guy for a long time, when I worked with him, he was in that position, and it was obvious why he was in that position. He was like really, really good at feeling the crowd, interacting with the crowd. Like he would know, boom, boo, hit me back, boom, yay, boo, yay. I'm not saying he pulled that out of his ass, but he might have, and that's what it was like working with him, is he would be able to make decisions on the spot and know, no, a little bit more, let's keep it going or whatever. So he was able to pull the strings with the crowd, and he knew going out there that he was going to be up against a crowd that hated him, and a really vocal, physical, most opinionated crowd ever. But he was ready for it, and he handled it great. And I enjoyed working with him. And also, he was very, very snug.
Oh, was he?
Oh, man, the first time when we were leading up to that, first time he put that cross face on me, like I almost tapped. It was like something, I don't remember if it was a run-in or if it was I guess it was a match. I don't know. It wasn't that match, though. It was before that, I think, leading up to it. Like maybe before we even did the ECW thing. I can't remember. But anyway, they used to do, like he's got he does a drop toe hold or whatever, or he's got your legs hooked with his, and then he would put the
STF. He'd do the STF. Yep.
That thing. Oh my God, dude. Like I thought he was trying to kill me the first time he put that on me. It was like I was like reaching for the bottom rope, like, ugh! Like God, my neck's gonna snap or I'm gonna grab this. And I talked to Sabu, and I think he said the same thing.
Damn.
Yeah.
How about that? I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, I love it when somebody sets the speed like that, though.
Right? Yeah. It's got to be good, refreshing to have that happen. Katie, what did you think of John Cena and Barbie? Did you expect him to see it? Was that a surprise for you guys when you saw him in there?
I think we had seen a spoiler.
Okay.
So I just saw like, oh, John Cena's gonna be in it. I was like, is that your friend?
In what?
The Barbie movie.
Barbie movie? When he was in the Barbie?
Oh, yeah.
But then when we saw it, then I popped. I was like, oh, cool. We know him.
That's great.
Yeah.
Look at her eyes.
Wow.
Lovey's sleeping with her eye open.
Oh, is she? Oh, she's zoned out. Hey, Joe, did you grow up a wrestling fan at all, or was this just a circumstantial that Rob approached you? And stuff?
No, really. I was around it, people watching it, and I'd hear the stuff about all the fakery, and I said, no, I think these guys have a plan, and it's not fake. It's in the sense that the naysayers would think it was fake. I would say, no, these guys got a plan. If they were literally 100% punching each other every night, they'd all be in the emergency room for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I started learning about the word, selling a move and the receipt, and it all made sense.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how it's going to turn out when they go into the ring, and sometimes things fly off the handles. So I've encouraged a lot of my friends, give it a second shot. You'll enjoy it. Just embrace it, because it's just a lot of fun, and these athletes are putting themselves through a hell of a lot of work. 100%. I played football from the time I was a kid through college, and that's a hell of a lot of work too. And I've got the aches and the pains to prove it.
Yeah.
That's why I did watch it back when it was Sergeant Slaughter and Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2, and Andre the Giant and Roddy Piper. Always liked Roddy Piper. I wish I could have met him.
Yeah. Would that have been Deep South Wrestling? Do you know? Probably
so, yeah.
Deep South.
I'm not sure. I'm fascinated by the territory days, and somehow the way the Deep South, I think, became UWF.
Your trainer was the Sheik, right?
Yeah.
Original. Yeah. OG. Did you ever see him wrestle?
Yes, I did.
Wow. That's
awesome.
Pretty sweet too.
We had a big army tent here in town. It was like a big gigantic tent. It had a ring in it, and it was owned by a famous boxer from Savannah named Gordon Lott. He was a prize fighter way back in the 1930s and 40s. And he had a amateur boxing there, but he also had wrestling matches there. Really gritty old school stuff.
Yeah, can't beat that.
Peanuts all over the floor, beer everywhere.
Yeah, those are the best. Those are the best venues.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
No doubt. Ghost Malone says, "Hey fam, when's the next time you're coming to the D? We got shroom dispensaries now, Rob. First time's on me. Is the D Detroit? Detroit?
I think he's. Oh, that's a good question.
I think Detroit.
Yeah, probably so. Of course. No, I guess that would make sense. And don't know. I mean, I did Astronomicon 6.5, and then I did, I don't know if it was 7 or 8. I think I did 8 or whatever. Those are the last 2 times that I've been in Detroit, and I don't have any plans of it right now. But I realized when I went to Astronomicon, like, it had been a long ass time since I'd even been to Michigan.
Really?
Yeah, they're just, I don't, I got a very few people that I even keep in touch as far as friends and no relatives there. So, there's not a lot of reason unless business brings me there. And I always feel like I got a million opportunities. Like I can't imagine feeling like, oh no, what am I going to do? Because I always have so much shit to do. And I always think just as a possibility, an option on the table, not something that I'm putting together, but that would be a place going back, like to my hometown, for instance, to get support. Like if I wanted to have, say, a marijuana dispensary or whatever. If it's in Battle Creek, Michigan, I could see where it would have an advantage over other places and over other dispensaries there. And, things like that go through my mind. But other than, it's always home. That's where I'm from. So that's why I always make sure to stay true to that when I am announced to the ring. That's when my history starts. So that's not going to change. But, there's not a lot of reason to go back there.
Yeah. If there's some sort of reason to then do it, but that's the way to handle it.
We went back here though and did a tour of your neighbor. Went to your high school and did a tour of his old neighborhood.
Yeah, I wrestled, I think it was September 30th at the Kellogg Center Arena, where I used to go and watch WWF when I was a kid. So that's pretty cool.
That's all. Is that where you wrestled Matt Riddle, or is that somewhere else?
That's somewhere else, but that is where I kissed Ed DiBiase's foot.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You still want to kiss me after that?
Yeah.
Hey, Rob.
Brush your teeth a lot since
Brush,
then.
he's good. He's in the clear.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Rob,
Yo.
question.
Yeah.
How did you know Joe C?
I knew Joe. Okay, so I met Joe C. At a show in Detroit. Maybe it was in Taylor, somewhere around Detroit. Probably Taylor, Michigan. And Pee Wee, our referee, was a friend of mine. We always liked smoking, so we'd usually hang out and smoke behind the arena or whatever. And this was during times when the business was still protective, closed doors society. It was like, it was still coming out of that, but me and Sabu and everyone still tried very much to keep that going. Sabu used to beat people up that were in the dressing room, and, seen it so many times to throw them out. And here Pee Wee has this little fucking kid, and I was like, hey, you can't be back here, dude. And I think first maybe it was the kid by himself, and I said, hey, you can't be back here, man. What are you doing? Get out of here. I kicked him out, and then a few minutes later, he was back there with Pee Wee, and Pee Wee was like, Rob, and he said, hey, you kicked him out, and I was like, yeah, what are you doing, man? Don't bring him back here. And like, what? You're not part of the show, and he's like, no, hold on, he's not really a kid. And I said, what do you mean he's not a fucking kid? Dude, beat it. And then. I mean, I thought it was a kid, and then Joe C looks up at me, and he just, as an adult, said to me, no shit, for real, man. I'm 26 years old, but I got this thing that's fucked up in my digestive system, so like I can't eat and I don't grow, and I always look like this. And I knew it wasn't a fucking 10-year-old talking to me like that. And all of a sudden I was like, whoa, what? And he loved to smoke, and we became friends.
I was always wondering that. I never asked you that because you told me one time that you were going to his funeral.
Yep.
And so I've never followed that up. Just popped into my head.
Yeah, we became friends. He liked to smoke, and he was touring. If anyone doesn't know who we're talking about, Joe C with Kid Rock. He had that line about 3 foot tall with a 10-foot dick or whatever, something like that in the Cowboy song, right?
Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's Cowboy. I think so.
Sing it for them, Dom.
I want to be a cowboy, baby.
But yeah, he had this disease, and he couldn't eat. I know someone else is like that too now, but he had the little thing in his stomach, and he had to plug himself into a machine, and that's how he would eat. And one time he was in LA for the Grammys, I believe, one of those awards shows. It was the Grammys, and Joe. I can't remember if we picked him up or what, but he came down to my house, which was way far from Hollywood. And he always liked to get away from the glamour and glitz, the excitement. And I always thought, man, he doesn't understand. Like, you know, he's blowing up right now. What's he doing? And we used to always have that kind of a relationship. Like, if I showed up at his concerts or whatever, he'd be wanting to hang out with me and smoke and talk about wrestling. And people would be like, hey, MTV wants to interview you over here. And be like, man, I just did an interview, you know? And I'd be like, dude, this is MTV. This is huge. And, you know, I'd say, you know you're big when you've been on The Simpsons, because he was on there.
Oh, cool.
And he said, no, you're big because you know you're big when you're when you made an action figure, because you know. And but one time when he was at my house, which was easily an hour from the Roosevelt Hotel where he was staying, and he's talking to us stories. We're smoking. JMC was with us, and man, he's talking about that Puff Daddy. He was talking about hanging out with Puff Daddy and J-Lo up at the Roosevelt Hotel, and they wanted him to stop back by, but he really didn't want to. You know, he needed a break from all that. And I'm like, dude, you're blowing up, dude. You're going to be making so much more money. You got to ride that wave. What are you doing? And he'd be like, man, what's it like, you know, wrestling with Kane? You know, but anyway, he starts fading, you know, and he's, you know, I noticed like he's starting like, like nodding out and shit. And, you know, I was like, Joe, you all right? Huh? Yeah. And asked him a couple of times. And finally he tells me that he has to be plugged back into that machine at by 10 o'clock every night. And it's like, what? Dude, like, it's like fucking like 10 to 10, and we got to go through LA traffic and shit. And we put him in the car and we raced, you know, trying to go all the way back up the roads to there. We were like as fast as we could, and traffic sucked and shit. I remember I kept turning back and checking on him. Joe, you okay, right? He'd be like, yeah, I'm still good. But he was like faded. And then we were like, oh my God, dude, we're going to kill Joe C. Like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah. And one thing I'll always remember, we finally got there and let him out across the street, and watching that little guy run across Hollywood Boulevard, even that late at night, like he looked like he was so scared, you know, and made me realize, like, wow, being that little, you probably cars don't see you or whatever. Like I could just tell, like he was, even though it was said walk or whatever, I could tell, and it stuck out in my mind, like, wow, you don't even think about some shit like that, about how vulnerable you are for lots of reasons, being that small. But anyway, he made it back and he lived. Till he died.
A lot of good stories there, Rob.
Man, that's a great story. Yeah,
that's what we do here.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm fixing to have to go.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks so much, dude.
Yeah, my German Shepherds are hungry. I got to go feed them.
Hey,
right on, man.
nice
Appreciate you
brother.
hanging out. Appreciate you hanging out. The fans do too.
Yep.
It was a
Good to
blast.
see you,
Thank
Joe.
you very much.
Man, keep being you. Say hi to Wendy and have a good night.
I will say hi to Wendy.
Awesome. And the
Hey,
dogs.
Joe.
Good night, everyone.
Hey.
Have a good night. Thanks, Joe.
Bye.
Cool. Well, that was great. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good unexpected surprise to have Joe here. I like. So it
Cool.
seems like a good dude. He's got cool
Yeah.
stage too.
Yeah.
And he does Elvis impersonation.
I was wondering. I was gonna ask. Katie, talk about, you got a fight coming up, right?
It just happened. I just had a boxing match.
How'd it go?
It was awesome. I killed it and did so much better than I even knew I was going to do. And it was, well, I'd been training for a long time for it, but it was really awesome. I went to sleep really proud of myself, and Rob was proud of me. And yeah.
They call it hot boxing, but for a few different reasons, but they literally smoke the ring up. So they have like, I don't know if it's a kind of like a leaf blower gimmick with a big bowl and a big, you know, quarter pound of weed in it or something, and it just, and like yeah. I'm going to post some shit. I just realized that, like, I never post on Instagram, and I wrote that down today on my to-do list. Like, a lot of pictures I take are for a YouTube video that I'm gonna someday edit, even though I'm way behind. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna post that shit on Instagram in between, like me and Lou Ferrigno, because
it was us talking about my fight.
oh, and anyway,
Yeah, so then they
so much
hotboxed us
smoke,
on the
so
way
much smoke.
to the ring.
Cut my head off.
It was like a tunnel that they hotboxed us first, and then they hotboxed the ring. And but I was like, I'm definitely prepared for this. I'm used to living with Rob
Yeah,
and being smoked out all the time.
Smoked
So
out constantly.
yeah, so the weed, that part didn't affect me as much as I thought it was going to, because just even being in the crowd, like it was just in your eyes and your throat, like there was a lot of weed. But I also train in a sauna, so I'm used to working out and not being able to breathe and just keep going. So I felt really prepared, and it was so fun. And now I want to box more.
What was the training process like for you getting prepared?
I trained, I train every day in the sauna. I do a boot camp in the sauna.
Mm-hmm.
And I do CrossFit every single day. And I'm used to doing all sorts of different kinds of fighting. Like in high school, I started doing boxing and jiu-jitsu. Then started training in wrestling after that. So I just brushed up on my boxing skills and brought that out. So it was fun.
Man, that's great. So you have itch to do it again too, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love doing all different kind of fighting. And then this one being boxing mixed with marijuana, like our two worlds fighting and weed. It was just so perfect to be a part of.
What the atmosphere
was there too.
What was that? Oh,
I said Godfather was there. He was one of the judges.
Oh yeah, Rob was saying that.
Yeah, and I had the judges voted 3-1, 3 for Katie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So you ran it. You ran the gauntlet there.
Yeah.
What was I gonna? Oh, how was the atmosphere too? Just the whole look and feel of the whole place.
It was cool. It was outside at Nuwu dispensary, and it's like a lounge, and there was a lot of beautiful women there because it was a lot of marijuana influencers, and there was ring girls, midgets. There was a midget match. There was beautiful ring girls. I was the main event, the only female match. And it was a lot of our friends and people we've met before in the Vegas stoner world. So
that one Johnny Fairplay looking dude. You know who Johnny Fairplay is? Okay.
Was he one of the judges?
No, yeah, maybe. No, you know the guy that wears all the rainbow colors. And
oh, his name's Man Boy Mafia.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was just people we know, and Sabu was there. He was there with Rob, so that was cool having his support. He was like, "I'll bring you a chair," and he did. I was like, "I'm like boxing." Yeah.
He didn't want to go up with me up to the stands. He was like, "No, I told him I'm gonna bring a chair," and then I was like, she'll get one from the crowd. If she needs one, and they're the exact same. Are they the exact same? Are they like this? And then after he finally saw it, he was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And then he went up there with me.
Yeah. So he was there. He literally had my back.
Nice.
And yeah. What else? Any more highlights of the night?
I want to add this. My Danny Croffett. My peer, my fellow All Japan wrestler, he was older than me, so he used to have these like one-liners and stuff. And he would always make us pop, kind of like Malenko. But also, anyway, this one, he had a French Canadian accent, and I heard him say this quite a few times. One time he was talking about the Shamrock Girl, I think the first time. But anyway, he goes. She couldn't wrestle, but boy, you should see her box.
Talking about who?
Anybody.
Okay.
It's a joke talking about a vagina.
Oh my gosh.
That took me a second too.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Okay. That's sounds like a Gene Okerlund joke. And then this girl was walking, this guy was walking and he was carrying a box, like a merch to his table. And there was a girl by him, and he said, "Nice box," and the guy's like, "Thanks," and then he's like, "Oh, I was talking to her." Yeah, Gene was a funny man.
Oh, that's great stuff.
And both Danny Crockett and then later in life also Pat Patterson. I heard both of them say the same joke, although the gender was different in each joke. So I'll go with the way Danny said it. Yeah, he used to say, "Oh, I couldn't sleep at all last night. This girl's just banging on my door. Every time I try to fall asleep, she's banging, won't stop. Finally, I got up and I let her out."
No, let her out the closet. Oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, let her out. Okay, yeah.
But when Pat Patterson said that, the gender was different. That was the only difference.
Yeah.
Finally, I let him out. And they both had that Canadian French accent too.
Wow.
They must have grown up on that same joke.
They must have. Yeah, they must have heard it at the same place. Jeez. What else did I want to ask you guys too? There's something else too. Oh,
I can tell our love story.
What?
I could tell our love story.
Tell the love story.
Okay.
Yes.
You want me to?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a doobie.
Cool. Okay, so my favorite thing to watch when I first started studying wrestling was ECW. Mm-hmm. So watching the ECW DVD, I was like, "Who is that?" When I saw Rob, he just stood out, and I could feel his good energy, of course, through the television. And I even had a talk with my sister, and she said, "Who's your celebrity crush?" And I said, Rob Van Dam. I said he was my celebrity crush. Then, like 2 weeks later, at the WrestleCon 2016 in Dallas, I was there signing, doing autographs at the Wildcat booth. And then I saw Rob come in. So I went over, and then when we hugged, we just didn't even want to let go.
Yeah.
We just had the best chemistry, and we just felt the magic right away. And then I wrote my number down and then put it in his bag. So that way he would be able to contact me because I knew he felt it too. Then the next day I went back to his table and I just loved his energy. And I happened to be visiting my best friend since middle school. Happened to be visiting her in California right after the convention. And I checked in on Instagram and Rob was like, "Wow, you're right at the bottom of my hill," which in LA, California, it's really crazy to be close to someone because everything's so spread out. It takes like an hour to go anywhere. So it was like an interesting coincidence. I was like, "Okay, come get me for breakfast tomorrow." And then on our first date, since he's kind of like introverted, I was thinking maybe he's not that into me. And
I was also at a very low point.
Yeah, and he was at a low point and not looking for love. So I was like, I just got back from India. Like I was so excited about my wrestling career. At this point, he's burnt out from traveling and wrestling. So he's like, "Oh, cool." So I was thinking, oh, he doesn't really care. But then I saw on his phone, the background was me. So then I knew that I was like, he was at least attracted to me. So I was like, yeah, I got a chance. And then, after I saw that I was the background on your phone, then I gave you a kiss. I was like, oh.
How about that?
That was on accident.
Oh.
And then we literally were, after our breakfast, was walking on the beach holding hands and hitting each other's vape pens. And then went and did a podcast together, went and ate Mexican food, hung out on Hollywood. It was like the longest date and the best date. And I was in love. And so I went to visit my best friend and ended up like spending the whole trip with Rob. So she like got robbed, get it? Hey. But yeah, and that was 8 years ago now.
Does it feel like 8 years, or has it like flown by, or feels like what's it kind of feel like for you guys a lot of the time?
Well, I don't know. I guess both, because even just since I've been into wrestling, it's been 10 years now. So the people that I met when I first started are like, they don't even look the same. So even just like when Rob and I's relationship started, of course, it was like so different than what it is now because of just evolving as you do. Like I was 25 and he was 45. So, and also where he was in his life and I was in my life, like a lot's changed. But then also, it doesn't seem, I don't know, like a lot's changed, so it makes it seem like it is a long time. But then when I look back, I'm like, wow, it's almost a decade.
Right? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But we also sleep 12 hours a day, so that makes time go faster because we've been asleep half our relationship.
Man, yeah, you guys get some good hours in then. That's 12 hours.
Yeah, we've been asleep 4 years out of the 8.
Wow, that's crazy to think like that.
Some synchronicity that I want to point out, because like whenever I'm telling stories on here, I always think about, dude, and that's the one I just mentioned. Like, oh, they're always connected, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and did this podcast on our first date, and I was invited to the podcast by Amy Webb, I think is her name.
Okay.
No, Alicia Webb.
Alicia Webb.
Yeah, Alicia was her name.
Alicia, I think it's Webb.
And it's called Uncle Creepies.
Uncle Creepies, and that was the other dude at the podcast. Alicia, I'm pretty sure it's Webb, and I could have her last name fucked up, but I think that's it. But also, she had a little stint for a while as Ken Shamrock's sister, or
Ryan Shamrock.
I think same girl.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. Alicia Nicole Webb is an American retired professional wrestler. Ryan Shamrock, 1999.
So we go. She sees, you know, I had told her after our date, I said, you know, I gotta, or even before, I said, you know, after we eat, I said, I got to do a podcast. And you're more than welcome to come with me if you're having fun. If you're not having fun, no pressure, I'll drop you off. And, you know, I say, if you come and we're still having fun, we can go out afterwards or whatever, you know. And then she said she was thinking I didn't like her, and she was going to have me drop her off.
Yeah.
But then she saw the phone, you know, her picture came on. But here's a synchronicity, all right? We went to this podcast, and it was that girl, the Alicia Webb, Ryan Shamrock, it was her podcast with her boyfriend, or as she would say at the time, one of her boyfriends. But when Danny Croffett said, oh, she can't wrestle, but boy, you should see her box. He was talking about, as I said, the Shamrock girl.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Synchronicity.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
That's the first time I heard about her, and I hadn't seen her, didn't know her, and they were talking about her, and I was like, huh? And I was like, oh, maybe I haven't seen her. And that's when he said, oh, well, she's, you know, can't.
Okay.
That's exactly what that was. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, boom. But
and she went out after her podcast, we went out and had Mexican food, and Rob started choking, and then she's like, punch him.
Yeah.
like that's gonna help someone choking. Like
Punch him
where anything. Just
but I was already beating my chest like a gorilla, probably, right? Like I always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just like,
punch him.
She thought that was an invite.
Right, yeah, just to jump Rob because he's choking.
Beat him up.
But he was doing, he does this thing too, and he chokes real hard. He's like, oh, wait, I can't even do it. But he beats his chest like a gorilla.
It's like jarring something loose that gives me, you know.
So he did that on our first date. So I'm like, he better not die over here on our first date.
Rob, you're always choking on stuff. The hot dog with Samoa Joe.
I
used
to always say that I'm probably going to die by choking on my own spit, because sometimes I feel so uncoordinated that sometimes I'll do that. Like I'll swallow, but I breathe in at the right time. And pretty soon like I feel like I just got spit in my lung, and I got to cough it loose to clear my air passageway.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Do you do that ever?
I just go hot tub.
But you the water where it goes down the wrong pipe or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm like, no one's good, because people are. It's just like if my knee goes out or something. If I'm standing there and I go, you know, and then afterwards you can't just no sell. You're like, what just happened? You know. It's like one of those things. Eh?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You know, because out of nowhere, it's like biting your tongue or your lip. You know, you're just eating like,
Yeah.
motherfucker. What just happened? I'm an idiot. I'm uncoordinated. I don't know how to open and close my mouth. Apparently, without biting.
But then you're like so precise with your wrestling, like to be
I
able
know,
to like
right?
boards. And
That's why it gets me frustrated when I'm clumsy.
right. Because then
Makes
in the
you
ring,
mad.
he's so precise.
And when you get mad, you're going to be clumsy because that's a negative energy and your vibration ain't going to be up where you need it. So all you're doing is adding to the turmoil.
Yeah.
Right. Adding to the chaos.
For real. That's so true. That's why, like, you drop something and then you bend over to get it, and then your ass hits something, knocks you head first, and suddenly, God damn it. That's when I always use the GD word, as I discuss, as
Oh yeah, and your mom pointed out your sister like you didn't used to talk like this.
right. But I realized after doing some self studying, that's my phrase for when I'm unplugged from the universe.
Oh, okay.
Because I literally take that personally from the universe. I'm like, God damn it. Because I'm like, you know, like,
yeah,
hold me back in your arms again. I'll think happy thoughts. All right. Sorry, I got pissed. Sorry, I got pissed and frustrated. Damn it. All right, let's get back to where we were.
Yeah,
that's hard.
That's the way to be.
That's what it means to me when I say, "God damn it." That's my transfer.
Super chats. He said, so Ghost Malone was referring to Detroit. He says, seen you at the 09 Royal Rumble at the Joe. Always a special to me. But you got having a dispensary here for Kill. So how about that?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like, where, you know, I can't think of, I mean, there's more profitable cities that have more people, better business, but I can't imagine more support than I could drum up just because, you know, BC's a little proud of RVD.
Yeah.
Not a lot of famous people came from there. It's so much bigger than it used to be. Like when I grew up there, because when we were there, I was telling you, like none of these.
Yeah.
This was all field, you know, and the new mall that came up in the middle of the field is now so old they're closing it down because there's so much shit around it. They don't need them all. So it's gone through some times, but that would be really cool. And
and there's no Uber like at all in Battle Creek. There's no ride share.
That's what I wanted to open up was RVD's ride shares.
There you go, RVD rideshare.
But on the reels, though, if I was able to and had the right people and shit, you know, look into that for me.
Yeah.
I can't be fucking looking shit up, and I need lawyers, I need agents, I need managers, you know?
You need everything organized. You got to get it all together.
And I always get the wrong people.
Katie, are you originally from New Orleans proper, or are you outside of New Orleans?
I'm from Atlanta.
Okay, you're from Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah.
But you lived in New Orleans for a long time, right?
Yes, I did. That was when I went to wrestling school there, Wildcat Wrestling.
Yeah, okay. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yep.
So
then I went from New Orleans to LA with Rob.
Nice.
And then we came here to Vegas together.
Yeah. Vegas is a blast.
And just for the record, Atlanta is outside of New Orleans.
Atlanta, Georgia. New Orleans is Louisiana.
For the record.
No, just because he asked, was it?
Just because I asked if you were
outside. New Orleans, or was it outside of New Orleans?
Oh, okay. But yeah, a couple states over. Still the South.
Still the South, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Patrick Wallace just donated $5. Thanks, man. You have a question?
Hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yes, brother. We got Mr. Marijuana CEO cold or ice cold. I did that again. Dom looks happy. Cheers,
hey.
Rob, Katie, Joe, and Dom. We call hot box and Dutch oven. Do you guys have a favorite Aussie animal? Dude, Katie makes
Should we?
Katie makes Rob. Thank you.
Should we tell them what Dutch oven means to us, or
you want to know what Dutch oven means? It's a little different here.
Dutch oven here means like if you're laying in bed with your partner and then you fart under the blanket and then you push the blanket over their head so that way you like smother them in your fart.
Yeah.
That's what it means here. But hot box means smoking weed like in a tight space, so that way you get high off of the air that's compressed in there, like in a car. So this one was hot boxing. So they literally was hot boxing us by shooting all the weed, having smoke in our face, suffocating us in the smoke while we're fighting and boxing in the boxing ring. So that's why they added the two, and it was sponsored by Mike Tyson since he, is boxing. Also, he's marijuana, so it was cool mixing those worlds.
How'd you?
So I want to find. So in Aussie, what's the Aussie definition of a rusty trombone? I just wanted to know.
And also, you want to know our favorite Aussie animal? We love the animals there. We went to a few times. We've gone to the zoos. Any chance we go to Australia, we always go to the zoos, and we love koalas.
Koalas are great.
And
kangaroos and joeys.
Yeah, love kangaroos. But as I hope a lot of my fans could answer this for me. But if not, then, you don't know my spirit animal.
I know what it is.
The platypus.
Yeah.
When I go to Australia next time, I'm bringing back a damn duck-billed platypus.
Yeah.
I do want to meet one. I had somebody the other day. Was that in Montreal? In Montreal, I had a guy there that worked at the zoo and asked if I wanted to hold like a big snake or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm good, dude. But I said, bring me a fucking platypus. And he was actually like, we have one. And I was like, how are they with people and shit? And he was like, let me make some calls. I'll see if I can get it to come by tomorrow. And I'm like, I'm leaving in the morning. Like, damn, like really? But I don't know if he would have done it or not. But it was cool talking to him. Love otters, which might not be an Aussie animal, but you might have an Aussie, but love otters and duck-billed platypus.
I wish you came home with a platypus.
Yeah, and kangaroos. So like if they have like a little mini.
Yeah.
A mini kangaroo.
Or a mini kangaroo and a mini platypus.
Oh man. I wonder if you could, a mini
otter. And a mini otter.
Just mini everything.
Yeah. And a little mini tree sloth too. Those are really cool.
Oh, sloths are sweet.
Yeah.
I do like koalas though. I like koalas a lot.
Rob loves animal videos all day. As soon as he wakes up, I start getting animal videos in my DM on Instagram.
Do you? You send it over to her?
Cute things, cuddling.
And I love animals interacting with each other, especially if it's like in nature. It doesn't have to be in nature, but it's like it just like proves like that they have these feelings and relationships, and it's like I was watching a show. I can't remember what the whole show was about, but one thing that I picked up from it, they said, "Do you know the difference, Dom? Do you know the difference, according to the show that I watched, between wolves and dogs?"
No, besides like wolves are more feral, obviously, but
so according to the show, it said that wolves became dogs. That it was a domesticated evolution from a wolf, and what makes it different is that according to this, the dogs have eyebrows, so they have more expression on their face. According to this, I mean, I don't know that wolves don't have eyebrows, but also the even bigger fact, according to this, it said that dogs have release oxytocin in the brain, which means that they're able to love. And so that implies that wolves aren't able to love. But I no longer believe that after watching all these fucking Instagram videos of every animal interacting with each other, playing with each other, being happy when they see each other. And like, there's so many on there that blow my mind. And like cows, like it makes me feel bad for eating animals because they obviously have a spirit, emotion, and man, when they capture it, especially with them interacting with each other or even with people, when they're really happy and playing with the people and stuff, their owners.
Even the little skunk, he sent me a baby skunk and it was happy and it was like patting its feet.
But there's nothing. The elephants, I've fucking seen it all. It's like, it makes me think that they all release oxytocin.
Absolutely, yeah. I saw one where a cat was interacting with a baby owl, and I was like, "Oh, that's too cute."
Right. Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yep. So, yeah, when they're supposed to be enemies and shit, lots of that. And I remember seeing wolves. Like one in particular video that stands out in my mind right now. There's like a tunnel that goes, I don't know, presumably under a street or something. It's like a walkway, sidewalk into a tunnel, and the little guy was like, the wolf, maybe it was a coyote, same thing to me. So I don't know, but it was marching along, and it stopped and looked and was waiting for its friend, and it had like a little. I don't know if it was a hedgehog or something, and it was waiting for it, and it waited till it caught up, and then they like both went up together.
Yeah, I love it. I love those two. Those are probably my favorite Instagram kind of videos. It's coming across.
We're not around, and they can be themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
That's exactly. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. We got some other
zoos, like they're not their happiest in the zoo.
Right.
No, right?
No, they're in jail. Yeah.
Right. As I remember going to the Chicago Zoo that's in like Lincoln Park or whatever, and like there was just this poor giraffe that was just like walking around in circles, and I only have like
they're stressed when it's pacing.
Yeah.
Bad. I was like, that giraffe is not happy.
Yeah, but by the way, I do not feel the same way about reptiles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't have a soul.
Even fish, although I have seen videos of someone that, like a kid that throws the fish out in the water, when it lands, it swims right back to him and he picks it up and he keeps doing it over and over. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But when I went fishing lately, it seemed weird though. Like it seemed like hard to kill. It's something that's fighting for its life. Like even though I knew we were gonna eat it for dinner later, so I'm like, it's dinner. Like think of it like that. But it's still like just something that's flailing. It's hard to like just could you like carve it right there out on the boat. Got it. Like I was like, that still feels like serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
A fish.
Check this out. I don't know if you've seen this. Some probably also on Instagram. There's a picture, and there's a boat, and a dude's fishing, right? And there's an adult fishing, and he's got like kids behind him, and then the fishing line goes down to the water. And then there's like a big fish, and then there's two little fish behind him, right?
Okay.
And up above, the kids say, "Dad's trying to feed us." And down below, the fish say, "Dad's trying to feed us." And the fish is going for the worm on the hook.
Oh.
Yeah. Making that comparison, like, oh.
I know, but then I felt what did make me feel better when I was fishing was I only caught 2 fish, and we did eat them for dinner. But I fed a lot of fish because we were using fresh shrimp, and then I kept having to rebait my wire thing.
Yeah.
I kept having to rebait it, and the fish would come over and nibble it off, and then swim away. So it's like at least I helped the community in some way.
Yeah, there you go.
I killed 2 fish, but I fed 15.
There you go.
Yeah, Dad's trying to get us food.
That's sad.
Yeah, that really was. Yeah, but any hunter, I've had the conversation. Any hunter is gonna say like, well, you either got to do it or have someone do it for you, and they're right. Unless we become vegetarians, which I may someday on the moral grounds. Yeah. Because I do feel guilt for that. When
do you guys think you could do it, like make that transition to vegetarian?
I think if we
you don't even like fish though.
What is that thing? One of them. Somebody wait.
Vegan is where you don't eat anything. Basically.
No fish with a vegan.
And no dairy.
And fish is okay. Vegetarian is dairy okay?
You're a vegetarian.
I can still eat yogurt.
Yeah.
And sugar-free cereal. I'm good.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
I'm good.
For sure.
Yeah. And one of the YouTube people that you're inspired by, I think you told me he's a vegetarian, and he's like they're, and he's still jacked, so it's possible.
True, yeah. Well, I think we could, and it would be a matter of it being important enough to us, more important than, the flavor of a hamburger. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like right now, the flavor of the hamburger is still going to weigh out, and the convenience. But
there's good fake meat.
No, okay, I haven't had any. I believe there is some.
Yeah.
What do I? I like bean burgers. I like black bean burgers and stuff.
I used to like Boca Burger.
Yeah, Boca burgers are good.
Wait, I can't remember. Boca was the one I'd eat. That was vegetarian.
I could definitely give it a try.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
There's a brand Dr. Prager's that's really good. I like those. They're like sweet potato versions. They have some good ones there. What is this one?
He
Mr.
loves-
Marijuana. Ice Cold says a taxi with Pop-Tarts, cereal, weed, and munchies. A taxi with Pop-Tarts? I don't know what that means.
Well, Rob's always said it'd be cool to have a smoking taxi.
Oh, we were talking about the ride share.
Yeah,
and
he actually has said that, like in Vegas or wherever, like the weed's legal,
sure.
like that. That'd be cool if you could pick someone from the airport, they could smoke in your car.
Right.
Yeah,
because the hotel don't want them smoking once they get there.
Mhm.
Right? There you go. That would be a good way to do it.
I wonder, you would have to, especially if the cabin is secluded from the driver's, like the passenger's cabin is going to be secluded from the driver's cabin so that nobody can complain about the driver, being in unsafe conditions.
And they can come prepared with a little cooler in the back for cold drinks and the snackies.
All these ideas, man. That's why I got to take some time off the road and just see all this stuff through. I got too much shit.
Well, you're having time off here upcoming though, right, Rob?
Yeah, I got a few weeks off. Yeah, so right now, last week, well, I just got home Monday night. I'm still technically in my brain dead ish days. We're a little sharper tomorrow than I am now. I came home one day later than I normally do.
Yeah,
because I worked Sunday and then I came home Monday, but my flight got delayed and then more and more, and I got stuck in Atlanta. And anyway, that is some of the fun of traveling. But so my recovery on this week is taking a little bit longer than our normal Thursday shows when I'm sharp.
You're doing good, baby.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Oh.
James says otters are awesome, and they say he also says I hear platypus stings hurt like hell. I didn't know they stung. Platypus stings?
They have venomous claws, so they're actually really dangerous, which is pretty cool, because what mammal has venomous claws? I think maybe none.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt. When we were in Australia, I just remembered one of this animal. It was small. It had, and in its claw, the mom held a packet of milk to feed its baby through the hand.
Yeah, what was that animal?
I can't remember. It was like this big, and it was an Aussie animal, and it carried its milk not through boobs, but for a
through the palm of its hand.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. It was like a little I think a little hedgehoggy looking thing or something. Mm-hmm. And also remember, like it poops to keep its trail, or so that other animals know where it's at. Like is it set on a trail in the mountains or whatever, that or on hills or mountains, wherever it lives, that it drops poops, and somehow that's like I don't know if it's so he knows his way back or if it's,
I think that's it.
Something that sounded different than other animals. I don't know. Oh, and they made little tiny round poops. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was amazing. That was part of the thing too.
Yeah.
And they roll. So they do it on the mountain and it rolls, and I can't remember what it means.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But the milk in the hands was really weird.
That's what that is.
Yeah, to feed its use.
Yeah.
How about that?
I know, that's amazing.
Unsweet Tish, thanks for the $5. He says, "What's good, Van Dam fam? Any good memories of Paul London? Also, who throughout your WWE years were cool with you being a stoner versus clashing over it?" So, any good memories of Paul London, and who was cool with you smoking weed versus giving you a hard time about it?
Yeah, I've always gotten along well with Paul London, and he's been someone that I enjoyed spending time with. He was let me see. I'm trying to say the one. He was, younger than me, and I think he looks up to me, or did, or had that kind of a position, kind of like not a complete understudy, but like that potential. When we were around, like he was cool. I took him. Like I feel like. Well, one thing I did was that he had never been high. He wanted to try to get high. We're in a hotel room, and I had some really good fucking weed, and a nice joint, and fucking hit for hit. You know, he smoked it with me. And, you know, I would tell him, like, you know, suck it in, like, really hard, you know, not hold it. Like, all the shit that, you know, necessarily normally do, but trying to, because he was not fucking feeling it. And he smoked the whole fucking thing down with me. And I mean, I was like, wow, you know, that's good weed, huh? And he was just like, maybe I'm high. Like, I don't know. Like, what am I supposed to feel? And I'm like, do you feel any head change at all? And he was like, not really, no. I was like, damn, dude, like, you know, that sometimes that does happen to people. You know, it's
that's
like
something that not happened to you, because you always say things never affect you.
Right, yeah. Right. But weed and alcohol do.
Yeah.
I mean, but a lot of other stuff, like, I don't feel at all. But he smoked a whole nother fucking joint with me all the way down and still did not get high. And it was just something where that first time did not work. He smoked at least 2 complete joints with me of really good fucking weed that smelled really good, fat doobies. It should have taken its effect, but whatever that factor is, I'm kind of curious enough to look it up now because I know that it is a thing. Yeah, it didn't happen with me though. Yeah, but I think I have seen it. But anyway, later on, when he tried it again, then he got high. But that first time, yeah, and I've heard at least 1 or 2 other people say the same thing, that the first time they tried it, like, it did nothing for them at all. And I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look that up because I'm sure there's probably a reason of something in the brain chemistry, or maybe someone's cannabinoid receptors are occupied or not available for whatever reason. I don't know, but I'm a little curious. But that was a pretty funny story, though. But then after that, he'd be someone that, like, especially if we're overseas or whatever, where having weed is a little less easy to come by. You know, you kind of want to get together and shit. You know, hey, man, let's smoke. And for a while, I liked hanging out with him and Kendrick. You know, me and Seb, we would smoke with them and talk about the same guys that we didn't like.
Bonding over that. Communal. He's a good communal dude to hang out with, huh? So, also then, yeah, what were your thoughts? Who was cool with you being a smoker in comparison to somebody like not wanting to smoke afterwards? Everybody stand out?
So one time, I'm in Vancouver, and in Vancouver at this time, 2001, marijuana is not cool yet. It's not legal everywhere. It is in California, but it's not. It's not recreationally legal there, but they had the medicinal program since 1996, as everyone knows. But anyway, point. It used to be a real treat to go to Vancouver because you could get marijuana there, and there was 2 places where you could smoke it there. One was called Blunt Brothers, and the other one was called Amsterdam Cafe, and they were like, you know, like almost right next door to each other, and there was a park across the street. I can't remember where I first found out about it, but once I found out about it, I just had to go. You know, before the show, you know, I fly in and then, like, boom. Okay, so they said keep taking Hastings east. You know, or west. I think whatever it was. I'm on Hastings Avenue or whatever. All of a sudden, boom, there it is. And they don't sell weed. You go inside and they say, we don't sell weed, but you're welcome to smoke it here. You go outside in the park and there's people walking around and they say, what are you looking for? And, you know, you say, you know, some fucking weed. And they have, like, it must be like an eighth that's, they'll say, I don't know if it was $20, maybe. And it's Canadian. It's not real money. But they would have it balled up in a paper towel, and they would, hand it to you, and you're like, okay, thanks. You go into the Blunt Brothers, and you sit at a table, you open it up, and wow, there's fucking weed, and I remember like it was so free feeling that was the first place I'd ever smoked in public. And I was like, oh my God, I rolled up and I'm hanging out at this fucking cafe and people are judging me for smoking. I hadn't been anywhere else at this time in 2001 where I was actually out in the business and it was cool to smoke. And I remember just feeling like, wow, this is awesome, man. This is how baby girl. Anyway, I'm enjoying. Well, this is a different time. This is I became a regular there. Big surprise, right? One time I'm in there enjoying my freedom, and in walks 2 WWE agents. Mr. Gerald Briscoe, Bruce Pritchard, 2 guys that I didn't know that well. I hadn't been there that long in WWE. I'd heard some stuff, didn't know if I could trust these guys, and they came in and, hey, whatever, we acknowledged each other, but didn't sit by each other, I don't think. I think I helped them out. Maybe I gave them my weed or something. I don't know. But they always after that wanted me to know that they were cool with me smoking. They wanted me to know that, that I could count on them. But I never knew, like it took many years till I developed relationships with both of those. And when I would come in to the arena reeking like I'd been smoking in my car, because I was smoking in my car, like it would be like one of those, it might be Bruce, and he might be like, yeah, no, I don't mind. I'm just letting you know, you might want to, I'm just letting you know, you reek like it just in case, you want to, and I'd just be like, what's your real motivation, bro? Think of all the stories I heard of him and stuff, but they were cool, and I'm cool with both of them. And Jerry, he's a good dude, Jerry Briscoe, straight up genuine. And anyway, they were okay with the reefer, but I wasn't so sure because I would get some heat for it. I remember one time Stephanie, not long after this, that Stephanie told me one time, just at least be discreet about it. Like, don't like throw it in our face, come in like reeking like it. And I'm like, well, I mean, I just came in and there you are. What am I supposed to do? And she said, well, I mean, at least like change your shirt or something, just try and be discreet. That happened. There's your answers.
All right. No, Nash told a good story about Jerry Briscoe. They were smoking on the back of the bus or something like that. And Jerry comes over and he's like, man, I thought the boys were dead. And he started smoking with them. So.
Yeah, he's super cool.
Yeah.
I like his kid just because I like him so much.
Yeah, Wes is a good dude.
Wes.
Yeah. All right, we'll close it out with this here. Boom. Mr. Marijuana Ice Cold. Thanks again for the $5, man. Bro, behind every one of a kind is a one of a kind woman. Rob and Katie are the besties like me and my girl. Why do we always get more stoned away from home? Good stuff. So, guys, yeah, what do you guys got planned moving forward? Like, anything you want to plug or get over or anything like that moving forward?
Everybody can follow me on social media. I got deleted a while ago, so if you think you're following me, you're probably not following my new page on Instagram. It is Katie Forbes, the number 4 real, Katie Forbes 4 real, and Twitter or X is the THE Katie Forbes.
There we go. And Rob, you're taking the weekend off, right? You guys don't have anything. You don't got any traveling, right? So
no. I feel like I got something to do, but it's local, but it's not business. And then something like we're somewhere, I think Cleveland, I don't know, but somewhere in a few weeks, but also something we're talking about. Oh no, you already said you're coming to Vegas for Cauliflower Alley Club, but yay. I think that was maybe before we started recording.
Yeah. Well, Cauliflower Alley is going August 19th through the 21st, I think. And yeah, I will be there. It's
That's
gonna
right.
be good times. Look forward to seeing you guys. Fonzie's gonna be there. Kurt Angle will be there.
He's getting is it a Lifetime Achievement Award?
I think
You
so.
know?
Yeah, a referee.
What was the one I got? The judo, not Jean LaBelle. The
Les Thatcher.
yeah, thank you, baby.
he
Whoa,
get
listen to baby. Good job.
Wow, there we go. What's that?
The Les Thatcher Award. I don't know, because who knows? But anyway, I'm gonna be there for him.
It's gonna be good stuff. I'm looking.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
love CAC and what they stand for.
Looking forward.
Yeah, they care about the boys.
That's the great thing about it too. It's such a positive kind of thing for them to do, and yeah, so they're always looking out for everybody on that. So that's great. Great to cool. So cool, guys. Thanks everybody for the super chats and chiming in. If you guys like what you're seeing, be sure to like Rob's YouTube channel at The Real RVD. You can also get new episodes every week, Monday at 4:20 p.m. at rvdtv.com. And also, we're a part of One True Sport. So if you go to onetruesport.com, you can get this RVD hat. There's an RVD tank top, and we got an RVD t-shirt too. We'll get more to come on that too.
All that.
So be sure to do that. And like, subscribe, share, get the word out. And Katie, thanks for joining us this week. This is a fun one. This
has been fun hanging out with y'all.
Yeah, thanks, baby.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome, man. Thanks, Dominator. Thanks, Van Dam.
All right. We'll see you next time here on
hanging out.
Yeah. All right.
Peace out, Buzz.